All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. Hopefully, you are all doing amazing today. We are going to be covering just sold marketing. So, who here has a recently sold listing? You're definitely going to want to take notes. Make sure you pay attention. We're going to, you should be able to get at least one listing from doing the marketing activities that we're going to talk about today. So go ahead and type into the little chat right there. Let me know where you're coming in from. Love to hear who you are with. And while we're waiting for people to come on, let me share. So this is in our Facebook Mastermind group, Facebook ads with automated AI text and email follow-up. So this actually just happened yesterday. Oh, Hawaii, you're early. 8 o'clock. What was it, 8 a.m. in Hawaii? Central Texas, awesome. All city real estate, perfect. So this whole thing happened yesterday. So Facebook ad. So this is for an active listing, and this could be completely for a just sold, pending. This could be anything. So we got the Facebook ad right here. This is a Facebook lead ad from Listings to Leads. And the lead clicked on it, the name, email, phone number, lead form, and then gave up their time frame to buy. And then they also accepted the ultimate guide to buying a home, which is part of the Facebook lead form. So in the Facebook lead form from Listings to Leads, automatically, we collect name, email, phone number. For buyer leads, it is, we also ask if they would like the ultimate guide to buying a home. And we ask what is their purchase time frame. Probably a half of people accept the ultimate guide to buying a home, which is phenomenal. And then so the lead comes through, the AI text picked it up. So what you're looking at here is the AI text. The AI text is in gray. The lead is in green. So like at 136, Kate comes in, 227, nothing. Actually came in on the 10th. I'm sorry. So it came in on the 10th. So 2 days ago. Nothing. And then yesterday on the 11th, at 8:46 a.m., so 16, 18 hours later, the lead responds, just browsing, thanks. So what are you going to do? What do you do when the lead says, I'm just browsing, right? Which is, you go into the store, you're looking for a shirt, salesperson comes up, can I help you? No, I'm just browsing. All right. And you kind of walk away or if you're really good, what you do is you just make a little bit of small talk. Don't go too far away in case they need you. But, you want to open up the conversation, but in a way that's respectful. And, they just told you they're just browsing. So, I don't want to just say, oh, fine, bye. I'm going to leave you alone and never talk to you again. But I don't want to engage them as if they said, yes, can you help me find something? So when the lead says just browsing, what are you going to do? All right. Well, what we do is the AI text has a number of different offers, depending on if it's a buyer lead or seller lead and how they came in. And so since this is for a listing that is for sale, the AI text came back and said, understood, our free 25 insider secrets of home buying guide is packed with money-saving tips. Would you like a copy? The lead says yes. AI text responds back, says thank you. And this is all completely relevant for just sold because we do the same thing for the just sold ads with our AI text, except we would offer, it's a guide for the sellers. I can't remember which one in particular. There's a few that we rotate with, but it would be if it was a just sold ad, we would offer a guide appropriate for homeowners and home sellers. Make sense for everybody? All right. And then this is the email notification to the agent, letting them know. So the agent already got a notification that the lead was generated. She got a notification that the lead was engaged with the AI text. And now she's got an email here saying, and this is again for the agent, We want to let you know that the following lead requested the guide, 25 Insider Secrets of Home Buying, which we saw in the last screenshot from the AI text. And when they do, right, when the lead says yes or whatever it is, we send it to them automatically. So as the agent, you don't even have to do that. So anyway, so this comes to the agent, and probably about a half hour later, right from the phone, all right, she taps, gets to the lead detail page right on her on her phone, and she can see, okay, the lead comes in. I'm looking in the lower left here. All right, AI text follow-up qualifies it. And this lead is also associated with the email follow-up. So we have the AI text automatically, the email follow-up automatically. And then there's a more button right here. All right, this is a great story. So bear with me. So the agent clicks the more button, and there's a couple of options. And two of them are search phone number on Google and search email on Google. The email didn't return anything, but the phone number returned where she works, where she lives. And so the agent called up the lead, had a great conversation. This lead works at a national insurance company. So the agent calls up the lead, has a great conversation on the first dial, the first call. And turns out this lead has a friend that is looking to buy as well. So absolutely phenomenal. And a lot of that success comes from the fact that all of that is automated, because not every lead engages right away. And this is not even right away. This is 18 hours later. Right. So, I mean, absolutely awesome. But the beautiful thing is, what do you do when somebody says just browsing? Now, if the lead comes in and says, oh yeah, I want to get more information about that listing. And sometimes they do. Sometimes you'll get that. And they'll say, well, what's the, how big is it? They might ask some kind of question about it. We qualify them, send you the information to let you know what they're looking for so you can follow back up with them. But, most people are a little bit upstream from wanting to go look at that particular house or come meet you right away and start talking about buying a home and signing the buyer's agency. They're not ready for that yet. A lot of these leads are still in the research phase. And so what we're trying to do as we run these ads, we have the AI text automated. We got the email automated. You're getting the notifications. You're still making the phone call to follow up with the lead. You're going to connect with a lot more people, and you are going to build a beautiful pipeline that hopefully will start popping soon within the next 30 to 60 days, of course, but you're going to have the most beautiful pipeline moving forward. And so in this case, they're going to get together, I believe next week and go from there with it. And it all started with the Facebook ad. All right. So I'm going to go when you log into listings to leads, you're going to land on the dashboard right here. And I'm going to click on listings. Now I put a link, and if you're watching the recording, go to listingstoleads.com/just sold. And you're going to see a great write-up. And we'll review that after I walk through the tools. But on here, now here's a really cool thing I want you to think about. How many people here have a buyer that has closed on a property in the last 60 days? Add it to your account. Add it. Check this out. Add listing, manual. All right, manual. And status right here. So I can add any kind of pending listing, right? In contract, under deposit, active contingent. And here's what I want to point out. Just sold selling agent. So that's where your buyer bought a property. Now you can do, we had a client, her buyer was in contract. So still in contract, hadn't closed. The agent adds a listing to her account and got a listing. Got a listing while right near that listing She got a listing right near the listing that her buyer was in contract on before the buyer closed escrow. How phenomenal is that? So take advantage of those listings where your buyer is in contract and or has bought a property. So I think if you go back, you can go back to the last 60 days. Now, if you're the listing agent, select that one. But if you're the selling agent, select this one and just add that listing to your account. Don't steal the photos from the listing agent. Just go by, you only need one photo. So just go by, take a quick photo of the front of the house. And when you go to save and add photos, and you can also add it as a draft. So if I want to, I could go draft, right? Add everything. And then when I'm ready and I got the photos, then I can come in and I can change it to just sold selling agent, just sold listing agent, what have you. All right. Does that make sense for everybody? So I don't want you to miss an opportunity to get more listings from those sold listings, because sold listings, pending and solds are two of my favorites. I just absolutely, they're transactional. And so, home value, cash offer, those are some great funnels. Talked to a client the other day and he is killing it. He is doing so well with our cash offer ads on Google. He got a listing in the first week, which was phenomenal. I'll be doing a training on that here next week, I believe. But once you've got your sold listing, and if you got a listing in your account that was pending or in contract, or maybe is active and you forgot to do the pending marketing, just hit that drop down, the status drop down, and change the status as appropriate. Is there anything on it currently? Nicholas, anything on what currently? And in fact, hold on here. So I got 694 Douglas. And one of the things I like to do so think about when you're marketing just sold and even pending, the property description, which is normally written and geared towards buyers, I like to change them so that they are now more appropriate for sellers or homeowners. And so here, this is where I was the selling agent, and check out my property description. 694 Douglas Boulevard just sold. We represented the buyers and have 24 more qualified buyers that are looking to buy a home in Folsom. Thinking about selling your home? Our 100% home marketing plan for getting Folsom home sold for top dollar, yada, 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 has just been updated. And so we're promoting our 100% home marketing plan. And I'm going to change the status. That's selling agent. And then I'm going to show you my 1015 Riley Street in Folsom. That's from the listing agent, and my property description area is different from when I was a selling agent. And if you go to the link listingsleads.com/just sold, there's actually, I've got links to these two property websites that you can look at. So later, go to the link I gave into the chat. Again, listingsleads.com/just sold. There's also /pending if you want to look at that one. So give it a second here. Is there a training on the cash offer? I believe there is. Yeah, at our YouTube channel, which I'll show you here in a second. And sorry about this taking so long. But yeah, if you go to, I'll come back to here. I'll tell you what, let's go to the marketing calendar. We click on marketing calendar, resources, and go to our YouTube channel, go to our Facebook mastermind group, Instagram. There's some other things down here as well. So take a look at that. Also, the marketing calendar, check this out. Every day, there's something you can be doing. In fact, here's iBuyer right here. Marketing tools, checklist. But today is all about expireds. Of course, we're doing a webinar on just sold. But if I click here, learn about expired the marketing tools, the guide, the checklist. So every day there's something different. All right, let's go back to that, see if that's done cycling. Sorry, I should have had that done earlier. All right, and I'm gonna change this one to just sold listing agent. We're going to suffer through this again. So again, I apologize. But so first things first is get every opportunity into your listings to leads account that you can. Any pending listings where you're the listing or selling agent, any sold listings where you're the listing or selling agent, get those into your account because as soon as you've got those in and you got the status set, all those tools are automatically created for you to start using. And the Facebook ad is going to take us 10 seconds to get done. We can do custom audiences. We got the nearby homeowner letter. And in fact, I'm going to give this to everybody. Now, I don't think, let me know, can you click this link? I'm going to drop that in there. If not, I will put this in the mastermind group. But this is a blog post, obviously, but this could totally be a Facebook post. And what it is I want you to take this and you can edit it for yourselves. And so here I'm talking about a property or a listing that I just sold, how I did the marketing, right? Our approach, negotiation, coordination, all right? Talk about pent up buyer demand. I got a link to a home value landing page from listings to leads. I've got the 100-point home marketing plan. And if you don't have this on your YouTube channel, man, I'm telling you, you got to get this on your YouTube channel. We talk about this in our listing presentation webinar, but this video is in the media library within Listings to Leads, and you can download it right from there, upload it to your YouTube channel. So, all right, now we got perfect. So just sold selling agent, just sold listing agent. And if I click on the green market listing button, again, here you'll see the step-by-step guide. That's going to go to the link I put in the chat, listingstoleads.com/just sold. And in fact, I'll show you right here. Here are links to those 2 property websites where you can take a look at those. And for example, we're on the listing agent, the top one. Again, check out my property description. Obviously, it's not a property description anymore, but I wrote it like this because 90% of the people that are going to land on this are going to be homeowners, right? They're not home buyers are not looking at just sold properties. It is homeowners that are looking at it. And so that's why I change up my property description like that right there. But if we just work our way down this list, right? First up, we'll do our Facebook and Instagram ad. So remember that story I just told you about the ad, AI text follow-up. They got the guide, the agent followed up, first dial, had a conversation, and set a meeting for next week. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So this is the ad. It's going to autofill location, radius of 15 miles, lifetime budget of $50. Now I would change that to 100. You can leave it at 50, but your average cost per lead is going to be about $10 for a seller lead. It could be anywhere from 8 to 15, but about 8 to 12 is where most people end up at for the just sold. It's going to run for 1 week. I can change the template. I can add a video. This could be a video. This could be a custom Canva template image. This could be one of our templates. You can retarget to a custom audience. So if you got a custom audience, you can retarget to them. In this case, I'm just going to hit create ad. And again, this will be a Facebook lead ad. I'm going to capture name, email, and phone number, and also their selling time frame. And they could put just thinking, right? It's like just thinking 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 plus. And they also are going to be offered the ultimate guide to selling their home. And so you'll get all the information on that. So in the lead notification, you'll know, what did they put down for their time frame to sell? Did they say yes or no to the offer for that guide? And then you'll get their name, email, phone number. if you've got AI text follow-up turned on, that will happen automatically. And if you don't have it turned on, right below the ad here, see where my ad, I just created the ad. So I can click subscribe. You can start with 50 leads. You don't need to go to 100. I want you to generate at least 100 leads a month. So you can upgrade to this. You'll get a notification letting you know that you're getting short on conversations. Hit next. And up to 50 leads. All right. Anyways, on the next screen, I've already signed up like 20 times. On the next screen, you'll just select the name of your AI agent. You'll select, do you want this for seller leads, buyer leads, or both? And that it'll take you 30 seconds to get that AI text set up. Absolutely phenomenal. One more thing I'm going to show you. Well, two more things. One, you can set up email follow-up in also about 30 seconds. If you go to follow-up, and you may have already done this, but you can also send the leads to your own CRM. So when I'm advertising for a just sold, obviously that's a seller lead. And so I got seller lead follow-up. If I just turn that on, a dialog box will appear. It'll ask me a few options that it wants me to answer. There we go. So which email do I want to use? Who do I want to send this to? And I just put seller leads. Send this to current seller leads, yes. And make it recurring, yes. Hit save, and that's it. You got email follow-up, you got AI text follow-up. Our emails hit the inbox over 90% of the time. So for a lot of you, you deal with a CRM where maybe 50% get to the inbox, but most are going into promotions. With ours, they hit the inbox. And last thing I'm going to mention is, if you go to your profile, you can connect your own CRM if you want to. So if I go here, CRM integration, we got API Nation, we got direct connects to all of these. We got Zapier, we've got a few others. And if your CRM is not listed here and you don't want to use API Nation or Zapier, your CRM will probably have what's called a lead forwarding email address. Just grab it from them, put it here, click save, and that will send those leads to your CRM. Now, do not make the mistake of putting your regular email here. Your lead forwarding email is going to be a funky looking email address that you would never use for anything else, but it's like a parsing email. So just drop it right here, click save, and you should be good to go. All right, let's go back to our just sold listing and let's continue marketing that listing. We did the ad. We talked through AI text follow-up. We talked through email follow-up. And we also talked through getting it to your own CRM. And just like you saw in the Facebook post, when you generate a lead, you're going to get a notification. And even though the AI text is engaging with them, you are still going to want to keep call them up. All right. So we did the ad. Easy, easy, easy. Next up is social media post. This will go to Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Google. Right, it'll look just like this. It'll happen automatically. And when people click the post, I'll show you one from before. So when people click the post, they're going to go to the single property website, just like the ad. And you see that's where I got my text. So see how that makes a lot of sense now? Because again, buyers are not clicking on a just sold typically. And I got, check this out, 3D tour, professional photos. I got a video about how I get home sold. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, we got more training in our step-by-step guide on Instagram stories, which I'm telling you is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm going to get to that a little bit later. but just working our way down this list. Next up is the request for review. So if you don't have a system for collecting reviews, ours is pretty damn good. Now, some people, what they like to do is they will swap this out with their Google link. And that way the review will be left on Google, or you can put your Zillow link right here. And what's really cool is your client review website, we automatically pull from Google, Testimonial Tree, and Zillow, but you can also add reviews manually. So check out this client review website from Listings to Leads. This is automatically in my signature, my email signature. So people, when I send them an email, they will be able to see this client review website. And you see I got a video at the top. And again, we pull from Google, Testimonial Tree, and Zillow. So yeah, get that to the seller. All right, get that to the seller. We don't send it automatically just because, I don't know. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like something may have gone wrong and, you know, the seller is going to leave a 1-star review. And I don't want that to happen automatically. So you'll need to send it to just click the green send button and get that to the seller. Next up is the share on seller social media. There's 2 tools. There's a Facebook post and there's an email. We want to send both to the seller. If you've already sent this to the seller previously, it'll go to them automatically once you change the status to just sold. But if you haven't, make sure you click that green button where it says add seller info, add their email, add the salutation, click send. Yes, send it. And that's going to send an email to the seller. You will be CC'd as the agent, and it's asking the seller to put it on their Facebook page. And again, you're going to be CC'd, so you'll know exactly when the seller got it. There's a little bit more verbiage with it. You'll see it when you get the email. There's also the e-flyer. Now, you want to use both of these tools as either the listing or the selling agent. If you're the selling agent, we actually change the language around a little bit to reflect the fact that you help the buyers, not the sellers. But you want these are so amazing. You will get listings, you will get buyers, you will get more engagement. When the seller puts it up on their Facebook page, it's a great idea to go like the post and leave a quick comment. So for example, on a property that just sold, you might like the post, leave a comment and say, it was a pleasure working with you to help you get your home sold. Something like this, something super easy, because then their friends are going to start liking it and the friends are going to start commenting. And the friends might start liking your comment and commenting on your comment and asking you, we're thinking about selling our house and you worked with our friend. Can we talk to you? And I'm telling you, people get listings from the seller putting this on their Facebook page. It's so powerful. So once you trip off these 2 emails, right? And both of them are going to, when you click the e-flyer, you click the Facebook post, they're going to go right to the single property website. Again, right? Again, that's why we change up the property description, because now we want to make sure we're talking to homeowners. So when these are sent to the seller, it's always a great idea to call the seller up at any status. So it just sold, you might call the seller and say something, for example, hey, Daryl, Scott here. Listen, it was phenomenal working with you to get your property sold. And I sent you something so we can let everybody know that homes are still selling even in this market. And I would love for you to put that up on your Facebook page and share that via email if you don't mind. And if you did a good job for your seller, they're going to do it 100%. In fact, they may even, I've heard where the seller will actually put on like, oh my God, Scott was amazing and he got us 3 offers and we sold above asking or whatever. Phenomenal. That is the kind of advertising you can't even buy. So get these to the seller, make sure they get on the Facebook page, shared via email. And again, when they put it up on the Facebook page, go like it, leave a quick little comment. And let's get some more listings. Let's get some more buyers from that. Next up here is there's a nearby homeowner letter, and we've also got postcards and door hangers. Any one of these are awesome. I like the nearby homeowner letter. I'm going to download it. We'll take a quick look at it. The postcard is great. The door hanger is great. But what I like about the letter is it's different, and this thing gets listings. I would either go door knock it, or I would use a service like Zaire Mail. In fact, let me bring it up real quick. I normally like to bring it up. ZAIR mail.com on my other monitor. I'll bring it over. So this is a good service. There's also Mailbox Power, Thanks IO. What I like about Zaire Mail is just that I don't need to have an account. I mean, you'll need an account, but I don't need a membership. I don't need to pay $50, $100 a month to join this one. And I've literally sent out a nearby homeowner letter in like 15 minutes. It was so quick and easy. So you just go to log in. You have to set up a free account, and then look at that. Send a single letter now. That's for free. Oh, interesting. Whatever. The only key is whether you're going to use a service. Sometimes people do it themselves. Sometimes I've seen people, what they'll do is they'll print the letter at home. So imagine this is the nearby homeowner letter, and they'll tri-fold it. And sometimes people print it and put it in an envelope. I've seen it where they tri-fold it, put a little stamp right here, or maybe, two stamps like this, and then they'll handwrite the address. And Zaire Mail, Mailbox Power, Thanks IO, they all offer handwritten fonts, and that's really the key, because if you're going to use the letter, you want to make sure it gets taken into the house. Too many times postcards, no matter how pretty they are, they end up getting just thrown in the trash. All right. Now, again, we do have door hangers and postcards. I do like the door hangers. I would do the letter first, right? That would be my first choice. And I would actually go door knocking. So here's the postcard. Here is the door hanger. So here, just sold Folsom. Get price, photos, details, and more at, all right. They can scan the QR code. And then it says your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. Get your free home value. And they can even text. In fact, I'm going to drop that in here. You guys can check that out a little bit later. It's really, really sweet. So I like the door hanger because it's going to be on their door. And, it's not at the mailbox where they just go throw it away. It's on their door where they're just going to take it inside. So to me, I would use the letter. That would be primary. If not the letter, I would do the door hanger. And if not the door hanger, then I would do the postcard. We've also got circle prospecting scripts. So if you're using a service like Mailbox Power, RedX, this is a great script. Pull a list of all the homes around it. It might even be the same homes that you sent the postcard or the letter or the door hanger to, and I would call through. It's a great script. It's a really, really powerful script. You call out, hey, Daryl, Scott Pierce here at L2L Realty. Just want to let you know that 1015 Riley Street in Folsom just sold. It's right around the corner. It's right near you over there in Whitney Oaks. I sent you a postcard with a link to the single property website with all the photos and details. And I just want to make sure you got that. All right. Because you live near the property, your home's value has changed. And because of this, I'm going to be preparing an updated home value estimate for your home. Is scott@listingstoleads.com the best email to send that to when it's ready? There's a million different scripts that you could use. This is a great one to try out. Any questions on that? But primary, 100%, man, I would get this letter, right? Door knocking, I think, is awesome. But again, you could also use a service like Mailbox Power, Thanks.io, Zaire Mail. You could print it at home. You could trifold it, hand address the page, put it in an envelope. And I've seen some people, what they do is they'll get like a green, like colorful envelopes, get those metallic kind of markers, the kind that you can do addresses with, not the real thick ones, more like the ballpoint pen metallics. And that way it looks like a party invitation. And that way you're going to almost be a 100% for getting that letter taken into the house. Right. So, presentation, right? Presentation matters. If you send the letter in a standard business envelope, it's going to get thrown in the trash right away. Nicholas, would you door knock with the letter and leave it if they don't answer? Yes, exactly right. In fact, I normally have, I got to find it, the chicken bags, those little like door hanger bags. So if they're not around, I try to leave it somewhere near the front door in the bag. I don't want to shove the letter like in somewhere where it's going to fall on the ground and essentially become litter, right? That's no good. So yeah. All right. Next up is your database. And it's so funny. I see so many things, whether it's on Facebook or email or what have you, about like people taking care of their database. It's a lot easier if you just hit your database a little bit every day. All right. I don't care if you got 200 people, 300 people, 10,000 people in your database. If you're using listings to leads, you should be generating at least 100 leads a month, minimum, if not 200 to 300 leads a month. All right. 30 days, 100 leads. That's like 3 leads a day. That's minimum. You should be generating at least 100 to 200 leads a month. So in 6 months from now, you should have between 6 and 1,200 leads. And every day of the week, if you remember that marketing calendar, we've got something to send to your database. And so if and when you've got a just sold listing, that is phenomenal. So we got an e-flyer, and look at this. It's so beautiful. Automatically links to the single property website. And again, showing off how I get home sold, little story about it. And then it says, right, nearby home values have changed. People click here, go to a what is your home worth landing page, get their free home value. And so you can either send this through listings to leads, or you can send it from your CRM. Either way is fine. If I want to send it through listings to leads, I'm going to select seller leads. All right. And I'm not going to send this right now, but I would just select the contact list, right? When it's just sold, that's seller leads. Or I can click copy code and then go to my CRM, and then I will bring up Follow Up Boss. Give me 1 second here. Let me log in my other monitor, and I'll bring it over. All right. People, select all, batch email. So this e-flyer can be sent from any CRM. Just navigate to where you send out an email blast, click the insert source, insert HTML button. You'll see a little pop-up typically, and paste in the code, and boom. In 5 or 6 seconds, I got the slideshow. Oh, looks so beautiful. We got the get your free home value estimate now. All right, that gets clicks. I got my listings to lead signature at the bottom right there. And I'm just going to copy and paste in the subject line. Or I could have not been lazy and just typed it out, but whatever. All right, preview and send that email. All right, awesome. And then what I would do is I would call through some homeowners that are in my database that live somewhere around that listing. So I would go through my database, find all my homeowner leads. If I can filter by maybe zip code or area to find the homeowners in my database near this listing, and then I would call them up with the script. This is a phenomenal script. So check it out. I call you up. I say, hey, Nicholas, Scott Pierce here, XYZ Realty. Want to let you know that 1015 Folsom Street just sold. It's pretty close to you. Anyways, I sent you an email with the link to the property website with all the photos, and I just want to make sure you got that. Right? All I'm doing is I'm reading this right here. And then I'm going to say, your home's value has been affected by this home being sold. And because of this, I'm going to prepare an updated home value estimate for your home, or an updated equity report, or whatever it is. But we want to offer them something of value based on something that just happened that affected them. Make sense? And then I'm just going to, because they're in my database, I'll just confirm their email, which would be great because maybe I find out that they have another email, right? Would Scott at XYZ widgets.com be the best email to send that to? Or is there a better email that I should send this to? All right. Help clean up your database a little bit, help you connect with people, help you make great offers and educate people about what's going on, and doing it in a way that is totally chill, right? We're not calling asking, who do you know that may be thinking about buying or selling real estate, right? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. All right. Any questions on anything we've gone through so far? So next up is short form video script. And here I'm going to go flip over to the Instagram stories and TikTok. I'm going to talk about that here. But before I do, the script is over here on the right. Whip out your phone, open up the TikTok app or Instagram or your video camera, record the damn video and get it up. All right. If it takes you 5 or 6 tries, so be it. That's why I like TikTok. I like the TikTok app because the editor is so easy. The edit split feature in the TikTok app is a godsend because I can record 1 2-minute video where it really is only a 45-second video, but there are pauses. I got to look at my script again, then I read again, then I look at my script again, then I read again. And with the TikTok editor, I can click edit split and I can split out all of those areas where I said, exactly, amazing, where I was looking away, where I was reading my script, right? So it's that's what I love about the TikTok editor. And then after I upload to TikTok, I will download it and then I upload it to Instagram. And from Instagram, I will share it over to Facebook, and then I will upload it to YouTube Shorts as well. So I like to record in TikTok. Now I get some people don't like TikTok. I'm not on TikTok other than to do videos. All right. I'm not, and in fact, I don't even spend a lot of time on Instagram doom scrolling. All right. I don't have time for that stuff. But I do like TikTok for their editor. I think they got by far the best editor of them. Now, if you got CapCut, you can use CapCut, of course. But you know, you don't need to have a paid editor to do what you need to do for the most part. All right. Now, while we're here, if you go back to listingtoleads.com/just sold, and you scroll down this page. Oh, no, that's the blog. Let me close a few of these. Yeah, here we go. listingtoleads.com/just sold. And if you scroll down the page here, everything on here is what is in that green market listing section that we were just in. The only thing that's not inside the account is right here. Notice this, Instagram stories. This is great for, again, TikTok as well. Click here to see examples. So I'm going to click here. And I have a little video on how to do this if you don't know how, but check this out. Now, there are pendings and solds in here. Just imagine these could all be sold. No problem. They could all be pendings. So what we do though is, then this could be a video clip. This could be an image. But I want you to notice I got a poll. This Folsom home went pending in 34 days. And the poll options are, I want to sell my home faster. I want more money, both. Next up, just sold in Folsom. And then our 100% home marketing plan wins again. And then I got thinking about selling your home and want to download Secrets to Selling Your Home Fast guide. And the poll options are yes, I'm curious, looking to buy. This is a good one. Just sold in Folsom. Get your current home value estimate for free now. Check this out. Right from the Instagram story, people can tap onto the image or video, visit link, and go right to get a free home value estimate from your Instagram story. So awesome. So awesome. Here's another one. All right. Just sold in Granite Bay. Get my 100-point home marketing plan now. All right. Get the 100-point plan now. Click, visit link. And now they can download my 100-point home marketing plan. Beautiful. Then I got a poll. And then let's go to the next one. Right. Pending in Rockland, just sold in Rockland. Another home pending, another home just sold in Folsom. All right. Just sold in Folsom. Get my free guide to home seller negotiation secrets. So it works great in the AI text follow-up. It works great in the email follow-up. And it works great when you're using it in Instagram stories or TikTok, where we can offer our audience things of value, right? We can a link to the property website, a link to a guide, a link to home value, a link to a cash offer landing page. All right. I could have put a link to a cash offer landing page. I could have said, just sold in Folsom. And then right here, it could have said, get a cash offer on your home now. And that right there could have linked to my cash offer landing page. So take a look at that, because there are literally unlimited combinations that you can do. And if you go to here, right again, listingsleads.com/just sold, there's a little 5-minute video how to do it on Instagram, a little 5-minute video about how to do it on TikTok. So definitely take a look at that. And, really nothing else is that relevant, because once the property is sold, the listing flyers are not really relevant anymore, right? The sign writers are not relevant anymore. For all those of you that have a listing that's pending, let me show you. And if you want good seller leads from your pending listing, get this on the yard sign. All right. Your yard sign above the arm should say pending, in contract, or whatever it is. And then you should have one of these below the arm. And then below this will be your main board, right? Your beautiful picture, call me, which nobody ever does. And then when it's pending, I also like to put a flyer box, because our listing flyers are beautiful little Facebook ads on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. And by that, I mean, there's a QR code they can scan. I always love scanning QR codes, even after all this time. Let me see here. I always like to scan this. The property websites look so good on mobile. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, look at that. Right. People can scroll up and down. Look at that. My 100-point home marketing plan. All right. All my professional photos, home value. Beautiful. My 3D tour. Here's that video. Can you see that? There you go. So right from the listing flyer. No, they can also send a text. So we got the text code automatically on there. And if they send a text, you'll get the phone number, of course. So yeah, the listing flyers are awesome. But when it's just sold, I don't really have much of an opportunity to use a just sold listing flyer like I can when that listing was for sale or pending. All right. All right. Anybody? All right. Any other questions? Now, let me think. We got social media, paid and free, your database, anything else that people have questions on. I will show you. We do have another email. If you go to more tools, it's called all listings email. I know, right? What a name. Yeah, don't ask. But here, all right, so I got change template. I like the two across. There's single column small, single column big. And these will have all of your listings. And I can even select, I can edit the email. I can select which listings I want in it. Oh, God dang it. 1 second. There we go. So here I got just now one listing because I only got one open house. But then I could also say, give me my solds. Now I got my open house and just solds. I say open house. And if I do that, where there's only 3 listings, maybe I come back and I change template to this one. All right, beautiful, right? Gorgeous. Got my signature at the bottom. And I can either send this. I'll send myself a test email. And I can send it through Listings to Leads, or I can send it through my own CRM, whatever way you want to do it. All right. Any questions? You got the listing in fact, in the mastermind group, I made a post, and this is, something to think about. If we're going to use the nearby homeowner letter or a postcard or a door hanger, that's an activity. Obviously, it's an activity. It's something you do. Maybe you do it on Friday, September 12th. But what happens like in a couple of weeks from now or a month from now? All right. Some of those people that got your letter, maybe they weren't thinking about selling today, but they are 3 weeks from now. We just don't know that yet. So, we have a lot of things in Listings to Leads that allow you to stay in front of these people in any platform. And by platform, I mean in any fashion. So it could be stay in front of them on Facebook, stay in front of them on Instagram, stay in front of them on Google, stay in front of them on via the farm, right? Direct mail, print mail type of thing. And so where I'm going with this is when we do marketing to our farm and we get excited, we go door knocking. If it's a great neighborhood and if it's something that you want to stay in front of, you're going to want to have a follow-up. So what are you going to do a month from now, right? On October 12th. On October 12th, what are you going to do? Are they just going to forget about you? Well, I'm going to take another postcard, another door hanger, another print flyer, and I'm going to go do it again. Now, maybe 1 month I door knock. The next month I mail a postcard. There's postcards for this. There's door hangers for this. We got door hangers, postcards, and letters like this, print flyers for pretty much everything. And sometimes people will take this and they'll customize it, right? Take it to Canva, customize the heck out of it. They can convert it into more of a plain flyer or letter. Again, we got postcards, we got door hangers for this. And I just mention that so that you don't fall into I don't want to say the trap, but you just maximize your effort. I guess that's the way to put it. So here's a print flyer for the listing presentation, or for the 100-point home marketing plan. And right below it. I'm like looking all over for it. I'm like, oh, it's right there below it. Here's the postcard version. Now you see they got the QR code, the back of the postcard. We got the door hanger. It's a lot of great stuff right there. All right. Any questions? Anything I can help you with before we go? So again, selling agent, listing agent, as far as getting listings into your account as for just sold. Flip the property description into a seller focused description like you saw, and you get examples at listingstoleads.com/just sold. So take a look at that. Do the paid Facebook ad. If you don't have AI text follow-up or email follow-up via another platform, make sure you engage ours, because we're going to help you connect with more people. And that's the name of the game. The name of the game is conversations. And between our AI text and our email follow-ups, you will get more conversations. All right. Then we're going to do the database stuff. We're going to send the email to our database. We're going to call through our database. And then we're going to hit the farm. And I'm telling you, if it's a just sold listing, similar to the open house, I want to meet the neighbors. Right? I want to meet them. In fact, what you could do is, and this is a little bit more advanced maybe, but maybe what I do is I go door knocking, and and I door knock. And so I'm going to meet the people. Okay, great. And then maybe a couple of days later, I just mail everybody. Right? If I don't want to leave the letters behind. So, but whatever. All right. Listen, everybody, have a great weekend. Get with support. Get to the mastermind group if we can be of any help. And we'll talk to you then. All right. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.